There are moments in country music when a single sentence spoken at the wrong time can change the course of a career. For some, it has meant years of silence on the radio, canceled tours, and doors in Nashville quietly closing. Today, we turn to one of the most intriguing figures of modern country, Charley Crockett. A man praised for his deep voice, his raw honesty, and his revival of traditional country sounds, but also a man who has learned firsthand what happens when politics enters the world of country music. This is the story of Charley Crockett, banned after political comments. To understand why Charley's words struck such a nerve, we must first understand the man himself. Born in 1984 in San Benito, Texas, and raised in Dallas, Crockett's journey was far from glamorous. He worked odd jobs, busked on street corners, and traveled the country with little more than his guitar and a dream. Unlike many modern country singers molded by Nashville producers, Charley built his career from the ground up. His music is raw, his lyrics speak to everyday struggles, and his style, some call it retro, others simply authentic, harks back to the days of Hank Williams and Merle Haggard. For older fans, he represents something rare in today's music world: tradition without imitation, truth without polish. But country music has always had a complicated relationship with politics. The genre grew from the fields and towns of working-class America, often conservative, patriotic, and resistant to change. For decades, stars were expected to sing about love, heartbreak, or small-town pride, while staying silent about controversial issues. Yet there were exceptions. Johnny Cash spoke for prisoners and Native Americans. Willie Nelson campaigned for farmers and marijuana reform. The Dixie Chicks criticized President George W. Bush and were virtually erased from country radio overnight. In country, politics is never just politics. It is a test of loyalty, and the audience, along with Nashville's industry gatekeepers, can be unforgiving. So what did Charley Crockett say that sparked trouble? In several interviews, Crockett expressed his frustration with bro country and the commercial machine that dominates Nashville. He openly criticized the industry for pushing formulaic songs about beer, trucks, and tailgates while ignoring deeper storytelling. But more than that, Charley touched politics. He spoke about inequality, about the struggles of rural America, about how the industry fails to represent the real voices of working-class people. And while his comments were thoughtful and far from radical, they challenged the image of country music as a safe, apolitical space. For some fans, his honesty was refreshing. For others, it was betrayal. Soon after his remarks gained attention, whispers started. Radio programmers quietly cut back on his songs. Major festivals left his name off lineups. Some media outlets branded him as too political. No official statement was ever made. No memo circulated with the word banned. But in country music, cancellation doesn't always come with headlines. It comes with silence, with doors that stop opening, with a career that must rely on loyal fans rather than the industry machine. Charley Crockett experienced just that. If this sounds familiar, it should. Think of the Dixie Chicks in 2003. One sentence on stage, criticizing a president, turned them from superstars into outcasts overnight. Think of Merle Haggard, who was loved for his patriotic Okie from Muskogee, but criticized when he later questioned American wars. Think of Chris Christopherson, who clashed with Nashville for supporting progressive causes. Charley Crockett is part of this long tradition, country singers who dared to speak beyond love songs and paid the price. But here is the difference. Today, artists like Charley have direct access to their fans. He does not rely on radio airplay alone. His grassroots following, built from touring relentlessly, self-releasing albums, and speaking honestly, means his voice cannot be completely silenced. In fact, many older country fans appreciate his willingness to stand apart. They see in him echoes of the outlaw movement of the 1970s, when Willie and Waylon rejected Nashville's polished sound. For every critic who accuses him of being too political, there are others who say, finally a country singer who speaks the truth. The story of Charley Crockett forces us to ask a larger question: should country artists stay silent about politics, Or do they have a duty to speak? On one hand, fans often want music as escape, a world of simple joys and heartfelt ballads. On the other, music has always been a mirror of society, and if country truly reflects real lives, can it ignore the issues that shape those lives? This tension between tradition and truth, silence and honesty, defines not only Charley's story but the future of the genre itself. Despite the backlash, Charley Crockett continues to record, tour, and build his following. He knows he may never be Nashville's golden child, but perhaps that is exactly why people are drawn to him. He embodies resilience. He represents a country tradition that values storytelling over sales charts. And in a world where so many fear speaking their mind, his honesty is rare. Being banned may have cost him opportunities, but it also gave him authenticity that money cannot buy. Charley Crockett's journey is more than one man's story. It reflects the ongoing battle within country music, between commerce and conscience, between silence and speech. Every time an artist is boycotted for political comments, the genre faces the same question: is country music just entertainment? Or is it, as Johnny Cash once said, the voice of the voiceless? The answer will shape the future, for Charley, for Nashville, and for every fan who believes country should be about more than cliches. So, was Charley Crockett really banned? Not with a headline, not with a formal decree. But in the quiet ways Nashville punishes those who speak out, yes, he has felt the weight of silence. And yet his story reminds us, sometimes silence from the industry only makes the voice of the artist stronger. Now I turn the question to you. Do you believe country artists should speak their truth, even if it risks their careers? Or should they stay silent to protect their place in Nashville? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your voice matters in this discussion, because as Charley Crockett shows us, music is never just about the singer. It is also about the audience who listens, questions, and remembers.